Tomb Raider is a franchise that's been around a while at this point, from the first generation of billionaire British woman and her quest to raid tombs to the more recent suffercore mumble rap Lara. But a few consistent things are always there. Adventure, danger, usually a lot of mysticism followed by punching someone. You may be wondering why I'm covering an Evil Hat game then, one that's not even out yet, but that's not the one we're actually talking about. In 2023, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider, Matt Gaston, one of the senior technical directors for Crystal Dynamics, released Mark of the Phoenix as a kind of an initial hype piece. Apparently, Mr. Gaston had been working on this game since 2009, with 2017 seeing the first initial round of playtesting. So, did Evil Hat just publish it? No, Evil Hat isn't publishing it at all, in fact. They are making their Forged in the Creative bankrupt version, while this one is quietly shuttered after its initial release. No other books have been released, nor do I think they ever will. Did Mr. Gaston get cucked out of his semi-official passion project? Yeah, so let's learn about the game a little bit. If I were to describe it initially, it would be busy, but most of that comes from him being a video designer first and a TRPG man second. At its most basic, it's a D6 dice pool with successes. This is, of course, notated as this: how many dice you're going to be rolling, and the target number you need to hit for a success. In other games, this may be spelled out a little bit more clearly. In Tomb Raider's dice notation, you will remember. Again, guys, this is a computer man writing analog thing. It's a bitch, but it works. But as I was saying, this is a D6 dice pool with successes. Almost everything else is built around it in some manner. Opposed test, it's your skill against the target number of an opponent. Active test, the raid master will assign a target number and go from there. More complicated ones may be a sum test, where you add up all your dice and then, well, you distribute them among what you're actually trying to accomplish. Nothing too complicated, just worded strangely. And that's about 80% of the game, to be honest. Let's make a quick character in the form of Texas Ted, adventure archaeologist, no relation to anyone else. The first thing we'll need to assign is our Bequixbid, or our attributes. With only 16 points, characters can feel a bit stretched out, with 4 being above average and 5 requiring a special talent. A perfectly average person will have a lot of 2s in things. These also inform our qualities, with each of these attributes possessing a separate meta currency that does do things differently from one another, but can also be spent to improve yourself. Some qualities are more direct, such as reducing damage down or dodging attacks. Alternatively, others may allow actions, activate talents, or get clues. Do I hate this system? Somewhat, but I don't care for meta currencies. They aren't too intrusive though. But let's move on to talents. Your destiny indicates how many you get. A Texas Ted has a 2, he's confident and lucky. Both require that he spend his spirit to activate to receive all of the benefits. Some of these can be fairly complex, others can be little more than +2 dice to a roll. Now skills. Yay, skills! Oh god, skills. There are a lot of skills in here, but all of them do feel appropriate for the tone of the adventures you'll be having. The secret is that you're not the master of everything, very few things in fact. So specializing in a few categories often feels more rewarding than trying to be a little bit of everything. Texas Ted selects mercenary and scholarship packages for his initial main skills, then gets some bonus skills equal to his cleverness attribute, which can either be very absurd or extremely few. Then we get to our advanced signature skill, which is either a +1 or is kind of like a super specialization. As Texas Ted is great at gunplay, he's also a gunslinger. Often these offer a lot more options or special ability. And that's it. Texas Ted adventure awaits. From there, the game is about using those attributes and skills to either derived attributes, bonuses, or rules to make them work. Hell, almost every skill has multiple use cases with target numbers to boot to see how they function. Adventure is the name of the game, and using all of your skills to assist one another and learn about the situation is probably more important than anything else. But when it comes down to it, fisticuffs is dense. Initiative is on a per round basis, with different attributes being used based on the action being used. Quickness does come in clutch as being the defense stat, but you can also shrug off damage via resilience. You rolled a hit, then you're going to roll your damage against their resilience. Successes equal wounds, which everyone has 5 of before they're incapacitated, KO'd, or otherwise indisposed. All failures are converted into stun damage. A lot easier to get rid of, but can still result in you going down or initiate a failure cascade. cascade. Weapons are pretty simple in name, but there's a lot of tags to give each one some precise use or idea, including just going WWE on some pirate ass. So the question stands, is this game good and worth reading? Maybe, perhaps. This is clearly a first public draft and could probably use some cleaning up. A game 6 years in the making among an in-group. Does this need to be 7 meta currencies? No. Does it need to have more talents to flesh it out? Yeah. And certain actions feel a bit more complex than they actually need to, most definitely. Here's the thing though. This is done by someone who adores Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, adding in everything they wanted and making doubly sure that you're enjoying it correctly. The core system works fine. It's fast and when it starts going and only kind of slows down when the little modifiers start popping up. It's a bit bulky in some places. It's a bit weird in other places. But it's got that soul with a V. It even has a full adventure paired with it as well. Alas, it is gone, and now we have the other one. Zam. My name is Notepad, and this was Lara Croft's Tomb Raiders. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Many thanks to the Croft Foundation for funding Texas Ted and I's misadventures. Godspeed, good luck, and have a lovely rest of the day.